So we open the episode with some fly fishing. Is this an hour and a half? Reza see MJ on the phone with her son, and he's like, I want to talk to the meatloaf. Destiny sees everybody getting along, and she's like, I better not say nothing and ruin the moment. Good, don't, because we sick of you. So Gigi's throwing our last dinner and having everybody dress up as they spirit animal and leave their egos at the door. Mike's spirit animal is a bat. Is it because he's fat and furry? I could see it. Gay Nima wants to talk about no lip Reza in drag. Girl, you act like you shutting it down on Bring It to the Runway, and you always getting in drag, always looking for an excuse to dress up like a woman, but then want to say Reza's the most unattractive woman you've ever seen. You're not attracted to women, boo. That's why you couldn't get it up for Ganessa. Reza's spirit animal is the hyena, because he's two-faced. Because he's two-faced. So everybody read about their little spirit animal, and Reza's was kind of shady, but everybody high enough to get us a joke. We're having a dinner with a lot of infused oils. I really want to try one of those. I wonder if they have a restaurant that serves that here. Because, you can get, normal treats, but I've never had, a full dinner. But when Mike gets to reading his animal, one of the words about him was faithful. Then, of course, Reza starts laughing. But it's like he just ate an infused meal, so he gonna laugh at everything. Don't get pissy, Mike. So Reza says, why are you always the biggest victim? Well, you are picking on him. And Destiny says, well, let's talk about what's really going on. Why isn't Paulina here? You just couldn't help yourself. You just couldn't help yourself. So were the text messages why you and Paulina are taking a break? And he said, yeah, that's a lie. That's a lie. I can only stay quiet for so long. That's a lie. Why are you so invested in this relationship? So in the kitchen with London, Mike finally admits, look, I love the sexting. I need that kind of attention. I thrive off of it. Oh, Lord. I guess this is the new 900 number. Mike says they on a break, and I believe him because they ended up engaged a few weeks later. Paulina ain't leaving him. But why does Mike need to explore his thoughts with all of you? Why does Mike need to confess to you that he needs attention? That's really between him and his woman. Y'all are too in his pussy. So now we writing stuff on paper, putting it in the fire and letting it go. And of course, London has to have a couple. You just couldn't have one. You've got to have a whole soliloquy. Oh, this long-winded lesbian. So the next morning, Misshapen MJ is telling No Lip Reza that Mike told her him and Paulina were on a break. And Reza gonna say, I'm so not happy to see my friends breaking up. Yes, you are, because you want Mike all to yourself. You let him cheat in peace. So we sitting down to have breakfast, and Mike apologizes to the group again because he didn't share with everybody last night, and he didn't share because he feels judged and he doesn't want to be hurt. Boy, you getting on my nerve with all this damn apologizing. And he says his greatest fear is losing Paulina, and of course, No Lip Reza gotta pop up. Well, MJ, you said they was on a break. So he's confessing to his problem about attention, and then Ganessa, well, then you need to let Paulina go. Girl, calm down. Paulina is a grown woman. She putting up with it how she putting up with it. If she didn't want to put up with it, she wouldn't be here. And again, Mike says, I'm going to be a new Mike. I'm going to be faithful. You've been saying that all season, and all season it's been one husband after another. It's okay. You just need a woman that will let you cheat in peace. So we getting ready to leave, and Resident wrote a card to Tommy begging him to see the meatloaf. Not seeing your son has been a death sentence. Boy, please. Y'all always drunk anyway. Your activities are inappropriate for children. Gigi's new house is nice. I guess this is the end of the seas. Nima's going to New York to do his first directing gig and get his bussy bopped at the West Side Club. So MJ get home and she's got to deal with her big ugly and trying to get him to forgive Reza so that he can get healed. Because he angry, but he gonna stay angry and he gonna stay ugly. So he said, no, maybe one day I can be in the room with him, but it ain't gonna be because of no letter. Well, let's get to the reunion. So we start the reunion off with Misshapen MJ's big ugly and his butt on his shoulders. You made sure everybody thought our marriage was in shambles, sending topless pictures to friends. You're both hoes. I mean, you'd cheat if somebody would look at you. That's how you ended up with misshapen MJ. She was the only one. Reza lost 75 pounds, and you can kind of see it. I like this chin job that he got, and the gray, it makes you look less lipless, because you are the lipless wonder. So we asked Destiny and her new head what work has she had done, and she wants to talk about Invisalign. No, let's talk about those fillers. Let's talk about that Botox. Let's talk about that nip and tuck, because your face is tighter than a drum. So now we get into the shit. Andy asked Gigi and MJ, has motherhood repaired their friendship? And they were like, yeah, we needed a common bond to get back on the good foot. And then Gigi said, well, the truth is MJ was just jealous that Reza and I were friends because she don't like it when he's friends with any other heifer. MJ says, Reza be attaching himself to different women. He did it with Asa, he did it with me, now he doing it with you. He always gotta have a hag. Reza says, well, you always complain, but you don't make an effort for the friendship. Mike said it too. When you cool with Reza, he always on the phone with you. But then when you on the outs, you get replaced. I kind of agree with what Reza says, though. It's like in a group, you going to be closer with one sometimes than with the other. And, then sometimes you're going to be closer with this one than with that one. So I see it. I think it's a mix of both. So now Gigi is mad at Nima. Apparently London quote an apology. And Nima said, don't apologize to the OGs. They wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. And London, they wouldn't. They don't give a crap about your long-winded lesbian butt. Ciao. Destiny gonna say, oh, well, he probably said something to London to scare her. And he's like, no, I didn't. You're wrong. Just like you were wrong when you said you didn't have filler. Oh, I don't have filler. My cheek just meets my eyeball. 2 points for Mike. Then Gigi mad that Mike ain't show up for Elijah's first birthday, but because she called Paulina a bitch, he don't want to be around her until she apologized, and Gigi wants to say that ain't rude. Yes, it is. And your chihuahua face could use a muzzle if you're handing them out. So now we get into these dang text messages and Mike. I don't care anymore. You done told too many lies where the truth is no longer relevant. So apparently the hussy that was text messaging Mike reached out to everybody on the cast, but nobody took the bait. Because they already got their plot line from Paulina. And Destiny pipes up, and I don't say anything about all the other ones that are in my DMs. And Mike asked the $64 question, why are you so obsessed about my relationship? Why? Because she wants Fat Mike's Fat Mike. I swear, Mike apologizes, then he lies. Well, my iCloud was hacked. Nothing was hacked, Mike. Nothing was hacked. Your brain, that's what's hacked. Oh, God. So Andy says, well, was it just sexting, Mike, or was you meeting up with heifers too? And Destiny said, oh, I know he has. He tried to sleep with one of my friends. And I'm sure you wanted to get it recorded. You are just, ooh. You freak your pussy to the thought of him. I can't stand you. You need a man, because you are way too involved in Paulina's penis. This happened in L.A. Don't play. Don't play with me, Mike. Don't play. L.A. Oh, God, I really can't stand Destiny. I mean, why are you more upset than Paulina? She kept it on the low-low. You should be happy I didn't say anything. The low-low. She real whore. She west side. She talking about the low-low. So now we go back and compare Mike's apology to cheating on his wife to his apology to cheating on his girlfriend, and they're quite similar. Same shit, different day. So Mike says, well, I get it. I'm the narrative. We've got to paint me as a piece of shit. And he said, well, hold on. You were the one who came on this show and cheated on both of the women you were in serious relationships with. We're just talking about it. That's no narrative. It's what happened. So now we get into these spoof messages, and Mike is still saying Reza told me it was Gigi, but now he thinks it's Reza. So Gigi says, now look, I ain't on your side for the lying and cheating, Mike. I was just on your side because I didn't want your bitch to message me. Don't call her a bitch, your mama a bitch. Okay, Gigi, I don't know why you that damn mad. Like, all of you are way too upset to not be in a relationship with this man. Is he fucking all of you? I'm sure he's getting in gay Nima's pussy. So we take a break, and backstage, Rez is saying that MJ told him that Mike is doing stuff on purpose to gaslight him. Oh, God, and now Reza wants to get back to a place where he and Mike can chop it up. You always want to get back to a place with people, but then you treat them like shit. Reza, you too wishy-washy. There's a reason you're not back in a place where you've got good friends, because you ain't a good friend. So we get back from commercial break, and Mike then brought out flowers for all the ladies, but Gigi ain't gonna take hers because he called her a bitch. Well, you called his girlfriend a bitch, so what you think gonna happen? So Paulina has joined us, and she's gonna speak her piece. She said, look, I shared the text messages because I was mad. Andy brings up a great point. You're aware of Mike's past, so why were you shocked that he was cheating? He was a cheater when you got him. He gonna be a cheater when you lose him. And apparently, she and his ex-wife got into it because his ex-wife made a little joke at her, and she said, oh, I had to say what I had to say as any woman would, and I just left it at that. Oh, Lord. Unless the ex-wife gonna join us, you could have left that one. So Andy asked Gigi, what are you thinking? Gigi said, well, I tried to have Mike's back, and that didn't mean anything, so I just ain't gonna say nothing. And Paulina wants to know, well, girl, what did I do to you? I guess you sent that text message and she's been pissed ever since because she don't want to be in the drama. I mean, you're on a reality show, honey. You should be happy for the free plot line. Then Gigi gonna say, oh, please, Paulina, you're gonna be gone, just like the first one's ratchet ass. And Paulina says, well, Gigi, you're a hood rat. Andy's just like, all y'all live around Sunset. Now, Paulina gonna say, well, this is why I don't like him being on the show, because our life is amazing. No, it ain't. And he be cheating on you off the show, and you wouldn't get caught. Honestly, I feel like y'all are doing this for a plot line. He ain't leaving that show. He gotta sell them apartments. And then Paulina goes on this diatribe about how great of a stepfather he is, and she couldn't live without him. Sounds like you need a nanny. Oh, Lord, Destiny, this face. Throw it out and get a new one. And then Mike shows that him and Paulina is engaged for a plot line. Well, I mean, at least we'll have their little wedding next season. They'll probably drag it out 2 seasons. So, of course, they asked, are you going to get a prenup? And they both said no in unison. They was ready for that one. And Destiny's like, you've got 2 kids. You've got to get a prenup. Destiny, you've got to get a life. Girl, have a baby of your own. Get a husband of your own. Get out of this shit. I'm sick of it. Destiny's saying, I want the best for Paulina. You should thank me for being there for your girlfriend. She's told me you were disrespectful. Well, Destiny, you're just as disrespectful. See, I can't stand a friend like Destiny. You can't tell her nothing. You know what you said to me in the bathroom. Well, she ain't feeling the same way now, so if you don't like her wishy-washiness, then leave her alone. But trying to fix their relationship and break them up, you have issues, Destiny. That was the sorriest, driest first part of Reunion I've ever seen. And the truth is, all this season we had was Mike and these text messages and his heifer, and Reza begging to see that meatloaf. Other than that, it was a boring season. Why couldn't Gay Nima have come out the closet? So we come back and Destiny's still like, I know I'm not going to say anything out of respect, but I know. And Gigi's like, well, can't you say it out loud? What did you say? What did she say? I want to know. What's so terrible? It probably ain't nothing. But Paulina said, you know what? I got y'all too involved and I can't tell y'all nothing. You know that friend where it's like, she really complained about her man, but then she always take him back? We'd all been there except for ignorant Destiny. Now we get into the Mike saying to Destiny he could buy and sell her. Okay. I didn't think that was that big of a deal. I mean, Destiny, you are a skeezer who can't pull her nose out of somebody else's business. So I just heard the truth. So now we get to, why is MJ nasty? Because she is. Now, Paulina giving a backpedaling pussy pop on when she'd called the party and didn't say anything about Destiny and just thanked Gay Nima and Misshapen MJ, even though she was closest to Destiny. So you were peeved with Destiny for some reason, but then you use her as your little bone carrier. You don't like that heifer, because you know she wants your man. That's why she's so mad. So then we asked Paulina, why are you using Mike's friends as an excuse not to come around when you the one who put your business in the street? That's a great question. Yeah, it is Paulina, but we know the answer. You and Mike needed a plot line, otherwise he wouldn't have had nothing going on this season. I think y'all did this to get Bravo to pay for your little nuptials. So she said, well, I kind of felt unsafe around the group. And Gigi said, well, who made you feel unsafe? Because it sure wasn't me. I wasn't involved. So now we're going over why Destiny called Paulina in the Redwoods after she said you didn't trust the group and now you don't feel safe around the group, but you sure can use them to get a message to your man. So now we're breaking down the spoof messages and everybody's like, no, we think Mike is sending them so that way everybody's got the same message and it's just part of being a Hollywood celebrity and that way Mike can cheat in peace. I think they just need to sit down and be like, okay, how can he cheat in peace? Just let the man cheat if you want to put up with him. Or move on. Find someone faithful. Oh, thank God Andy wants to end this conversation because it hasn't gone anywhere, much like the season. You two are in a great place, in a fake place, and we're going to button it up there. Great. Enjoy your marriage. Enjoy your cheating. Destiny, you said a whole lot about Mike this season. You tried to get Paulina to break up with him. I don't know what show you were watching, but you were very rude to Mike. Those nasty little questions about, oh, who's going to marry for money and all that. You attacked that man. You threw a rock, you hit your hand, and now you want to sit up here and play victim. I can't with you, Heifer. Nima said, well, Heifer, you always acting like you know something. You always saying you got secrets and you got receipts. So you are picking on him. I can't believe it. Gay Nima had a point. And it wasn't at the end of a dildo. So we get to Gigi's desire for polyamory. And she said, you know, with my first husband, he just wasn't able to hit it like I needed to. And I just need different kinds of stimuli. Okay, Heifer, as long as you know what you want. I'm sure there's somebody out there into chihuahua face girls. Destiny ain't dating because she too busy worried about Mike and Paulina's relationship. She ain't got time to find a man when she's worrying about someone else's. How can you more of her? Gay Nima is still pretending to be heterosexual, talking about how New York women are to the point. Yeah, they're to the point because they don't have time to peg you. They're just like, honey, you're gay. I don't have time. LA women will play around with you. Get a free meal. So Adam wasn't around this season because Adam don't like the group either. And the group don't like him. And No Lip Reza said, and by the way, we ain't never having no children. Reza don't need kids. Reza does not need kids. He gets too angry. He'd cuss them kids out. Them kids would be emotionally distressed. So now Reza and MJ is getting into it over MJ's mama. Reza told Destiny that MJ's mama says she ain't got no ass because MJ's mama is always coming for people, kind of like Candy's mama, and Reza wanted MJ to check her. And MJ said, well, you've destroyed my mom. You've talked so much about her. Nobody's destroying that dragon. That's a hard-hearted heifer. The vamp of Savannah, GA. But then Reza starts talking about his sick pappy and MJ grab his hand. They're friends. You was just at each other's throats 2 seconds ago. Y'all are just fake. Then again, you're Californians. They fake out here. Not all of them, but enough of them. Oh, and now Mike and Reza are crying and they just want to be friends and get back together, but they don't handle it right all the time. Y'all need to just bump bussies and get it over with. So now we get to MJ, Reza, and the restraining order. And Reza said, well, Tommy didn't give a shit about the restraining order. So Reza said, I went on and dropped it and I wrote the card, but I thought we'd be in a better place if I tried. Apparently he had to go to jail. Yeah, I ain't forgiving you if I had to go to jail. We done. So Reza's giving up on Tommy because he's like, yeah, he ain't never gonna forgive me. I done seen the show. That's a bridge I done burned. Scorched. So Andy said, what would it take for Reza to get to meet Baby Shams? And MJ said Tommy wants to see Reza in anger management. Really? He the one with court-ordered anger management needed to keep going after. Gigi was like, wait, he just had that mandatory court order. Is he still in therapy? Because he needs therapy. So Andy asked Reza and Gigi, have you seen growth from MJ? And they were like, we haven't really spent that much time with her. And Gigi said, we never really get to have a true conversation. She always wants to brush the past under the rug rather than confess to what she's done. So now Reza says, I feel like MJ's secretly dogging me behind my back, so I just do nothing because nothing's safe. I've avoided the heifer because she won't let me meet the meatloaf. Girl, you could have snuck him that baby. Mike says y'all need to work on your friendships and leave your spouses out of it. But the spouses hate each other, so the friendship is doomed. I think y'all just need to move on and also realize y'all are toxic for each other. And I do think MJ is keeping the shit going. That was it. It was only 2 parts. I can't believe it. I was sure they were going to milk it for 3, but really ain't shit happened this season. So that's where we gonna end it. MJ and Reza are still gonna try to fix it. For what? I don't know. Well, I guess I'll see you next season.